morning, Burries! It's now morning.
What's new?
So today, story time with David and Megan. Welcome! Thought it'd be funny if we shared with them a childhood story.
Which one? Without my consent? Which one?
Which one should we tell?
There is a lot to choose from.
There is a lot.
A lot of embarrassing ones.
Which one?
How about the one in Winco where I thought I was a ballerina?
That's a short story. Falling runs in my family, so it's not just me, David.
But I grew out of it.
You didn't grow out of it.
Yes, I did. When's the last time I fell?
When we were hiking, you fell.
But you fall all the time, daily.
Whatever, I don't. One time we were at Winco and David was doing something weird on his own. The ground was extra slippery, so he felt like he could be a ballerina, and he tried to do a twirl and he slipped.
I tried doing one of those moves where it was like just continuous spinning and spinning, and I remember I was doing the third one and I was like, oh my god, it's so good, I'm doing so good. And all of a sudden I put my leg out to do the extra spin, and I fell like mid-air and I fell right on my butt, and I got up and I looked to see if anyone was watching me,
and there I was, my little eyes.
Lo and behold,
I saw that. I saw it. What about the time that we tricked Christian into running away? Do you remember?
That's sad. That was
pretty sad.
We're mean. We're just mean people. You tell. You're gonna tell it way better than I do.
What happened? I forgot something happened. Christian wasn't supposed to be doing something, and he did it, and he ran out of the house. My dad was like, where's Christian? And Christian got really scared, and he ran out of the house. David and I went out, and we were looking for him, and he was hiding in these bushes across the street. You saw him, remember his little head? And we're all like, what the heck? Like, Christian's like really being crazy right now. So I was like, oh, I have a good idea. So I told him, I see my brother, and I'm like, Christian, come here. And I'm acting really serious, and I have David get in on this, and I'm like, we're gonna fool him good. David's like, okay. So Christian comes over, and he's really scared, and we go to the side of the house, and we're like, Christian, you have got to get out of here. Dad is so pissed at you.
His face. He looked like he was in a crap his pants. He already cracked his pants. His eyes were so huge.
Those bushes he cracked. Or he could have, I don't know. So I reach into my pocket and I have some money, and I'm like, Christian, here, take this money and go to Grandma's house.
My grandma lives all the way in Hayward.
And we're in Modesto. And Christian's eyes are just getting bigger and bigger.
No, when she was explaining this, Christian was like, huh? Yeah? Yeah. Like, heck, into it.
I was like, listen, you can get there. All you have to do is just walk along the freeway, and you'll get there eventually. You remember how to get to Grandma's house, right? And he's like, yeah. I think so. I think so. Like, and then we gave him a hug, and we're like, you're gonna be okay. Let us know when you get there.
Did he start booking it? No, he started booking it, and we're like, Christian, come back!
Come back! And he finally came back. We're like, we're just kidding. Dad doesn't even care.
His face was like, not even relieved. It was like, what?
He was so confused. And I was like, give me my money back. It was my lunch money.
We were so mean to him. Remember that one time we were like trying to do marshmallows, like, because I stayed at home, and we were trying to like throw marshmallows up in the air and catch them, and Christian just got home, and I told Megan, I was like, me and Megan were like, let's just roll this in lard and like try to give it to him. And
yeah, because I was like, I bet you Christian won't notice, so we dipped the marshmallow in lard, and David and I, it's set up perfectly, because David and I were like, throw it in there, we're like, oh, we can't do it, darn. And Christian's like, what are you guys doing? I can do it.
I can do this.
We're like, we're trying to throw the marshmallow up in the air and catch it in our mouth. And Christian's actually pretty good at this. So he grabs the marshmallow that's covered with lard, he doesn't even know it. He throws it up in the air and he catches it. We threw it up for him. Did we throw it up for him?
Because it was covered in lard.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he caught it and he was like,
yeah! And then he starts eating it and he's like,
no, we didn't. We didn't even do that. He didn't even do that. We told him. We all started laughing. He was like, "What's so funny?" And we were like, "You just ate lard, man." And he already ate it. So he's like, "Really, man? Really, big serious?"
I remember that story differently. I thought we told him and he spit it out.
No, we waited till he finished it.
Oh, that's messed up. We were messed up.
Yeah, we were. What about me? Don't I? Well, you have a lot of embarrassing ones. I have a lot more embarrassing ones.
Were you with me the time I was at the skate park and I went and got us a bunch of little potato wedges, and I was riding down the like slope really slowly, and I hit a rock and I fell.
Yep.
And instead of letting go of the potato wedges in the waters that I had in my hand, I just held on to them. And I just Supermaned it like halfway down this hill and landed on my face and my knees.
Check, saved it.
The whole skate park was quiet, and then everyone started laughing, and I'm just like, oh.
I've tried potato wedges. They're freaking
But the potato wedges were fine, thank God. And you know, my knees were only bleeding. It was fine. I just put my knee pads on over it and didn't get a staph infection, thank God. So Christian and I loved skateboarding. We would always be skating around. And David just couldn't get the balance down for it. He would skate on my longboard and he would do pretty well, but he would always end up going on like one knee in skateboarding. And David thought he was so freaking sick. He thought he was like the Capri Sun surfer, just like going on the longboard.
I had one knee on it, and I used to pedal with that one knee, just like scooting along.
Wait, do you remember when you were sitting on it on your butt and I was behind you and I was pushing you hecka fast and Mr. Wall and your butt cheek hit the ground?
I don't remember that.
You got so mad at me. I was pushing you hecka hard and then the skateboard started going wobbly and I was like, abandoned ship. I was like, jump off. And he did, and Dave tried riding it out and it's like one of his butt cheeks fell off and it hit the ground.
One of my butt cheeks, because I was a fat kid.
Just one butt cheek. The other butt cheek was hanging on for dear life. And then it hit the ground, and then he like fell off and tumbled, and he was so mad at me, and I was like, dude, that was your fault. We used to have this dog named Nicky, and he was he was a little dog, he was a mutt. We saved him when he was a baby, and he was really strong. And Christian put the leash on his little scooter, and he was riding his scooter through the dirt and Nikki was on there and we were going home, that's what it was. And David decided to take off running towards the fence to leave, and Nikki, who was on Christian's scooter handle, he decided to run off after David, and Christian was still on his scooter. So when the dog took off, it just took Christian with him. Christian was little, you guys were tiny. And Christian's little body, all I saw was like a dirt pile just going like this. And I'm like, let go! Christian, let go!
Like it literally just was a dust pile, like a line.
Dust pile.
You didn't see anyone until like
I saw like little legs going like this, and we had just gotten our brand new school clothes from Sears. Like we had the Kid Vantage plan, so anytime any of our clothes got messed up, we could exchange them and get brand new ones. It was like a plan for poor kids, but
Christian had a rock in his leg. To this day, there's an indent in his leg from the rock.
From the rock. It was so bad.
Mom
I had to go over. When my brother Christian cries, he is probably the saddest crier ever. Isn't it so sad the way his lip quivers? He just looks so sad. And I'm pretty little too, but I walk over there and I'm like, oh my gosh, and Christian just has tears streaming down his dirty face, and I have to pick him up and carry him home, and he was so pissed at David. He was so mad. Do you remember? We were both mad at you.
You know what? I wasn't thinking. I was just like, I didn't even look behind me. I just ran straight home. I was like, screw them. I take everything as like a race, and I'm gonna win. So I won.
David wasn't really good at sports, but he was good at running.
Running away from our problems.
Running away from everyone who was chasing him. Christian was so mad. Oh, that was really sad.
Now that I think about it, it's really sad.
I know.
Yeah, there's all those new school
clothes. What all this bad stuff happened to Christian?
This was her new car. She was teaching us how to drive, but she had to go somewhere. So she got in the driver's seat, and I remember I got out to go switch. And while I was going to get into the back seat, but I went around and she drove off, and I was like, oh my god, you're playing this game now, Meg? And the door was like wide open, but it was at like the door was like facing me basically, and she stopped and it hit me right in the chest, and I remember just fell on the ground, and I was like, I remember I got so mad.
That was something I would always do to them. They'd like be coming to the car, and then I'd start driving off, and then I'd stop, just about to open up the door, and then I'd drive off again. But that one was so funny. I was going for a long time, and then I just slammed on the brakes, and I wasn't expecting to take.
So pissed.
Maybe just hit the door and fell down. I was like, I think I killed him.
She didn't see me. Like I was literally like sprinting. I was like booking it, trying to get to that.
Do you remember that one time there was a spider in my car? I don't think you were home, but I had Dad come out and get the spider out of my car because it was right on my visor. And I was like freaking out, and I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, there's a spider in my car, can you come get it? And so my dad grabbed a newspaper, and he got the spider on the newspaper and got it out of my car, and he's like, whoa, this thing's huge. I'm like, I know, I saw it. And then my dad looks at me, and he has like this evil look in his eye, and he throws the newspaper at me. He throws it at me, and I jump.
I don't remember that.
I jump, like I swear I jumped like 10 feet in the air. Like I jumped backwards like this, and I lost my balance, and I fell flat on my back from like, I did one of these where I was standing like this, and I just went like this.
I don't know what I would do.
I got so scared. I can't believe he threw it at me.
I don't think the spider was on there. He wouldn't have done that.
It might have not, but I was so scared. I was so pissed at him.
I would have missed him.
Now you wonder where our humor comes from. Our dad. Shout out to Papa Burry over there.
Hey, thanks for making us who we are.
Thanks. Oh man, this was like a reoccurring thing at our very first house that we lived in. Anytime someone flushed the toilet, it would like burn you.
Oh my God.
The water would get super hot if you were taking a shower. We would always do that if we were in fights. We'd like flush the toilet or turn on the sink
We'd
water.
run in there and just flush it and run out.
Yeah, but then like we went to a new level. We were like, oh my gosh, we could get people really good. So we would fill up this giant popcorn bowl with ice and water.
God.
And this is like a thing we would do.
There's more too.
The shower doors were like this metal. They were like mirrors, so you couldn't see on the other side. So you could sneak into the bathroom, and the person wouldn't even know you're in there. And you would just like, you would throw the ice water over the top of the shower and run out, and the person would be like soaking wet. I don't know if it was you or Christian, but I did this to one of you guys one time,
Christian.
and like you slipped and fell in the bathtub. He was just like, ah! And he slipped. He was like, oh my gosh, I hate you!
I remember anything that Megan did to Christian, me and Christian were like, we're gonna get her back, both of us. Because we always use a double team. I remember this one time she was showering and we got the hose and started hosing her. The front yard was just like literally close to the bathroom, so we just got the hose and just dragged her right in the house. Mom and Dad didn't even care. I think my dad was in the kitchen cooking. And we're just
like, attaboy, son.
Good boy. I remember this one time we had a pool and then my dad built us a clubhouse. It was a 2-story clubhouse, and I remember I was super excited and I got up and we jumped off the clubhouse into the pool, but I guess I didn't aim correctly, and I remember the pool's right here, and I remember I jumped off and my leg was like this. I literally hit my leg right next to my gonads. I'm not even kidding you. I was so scared I was gonna hit them, and I remember just sitting there like, and I just like sank into the pool. Like I didn't even like talk to you. I just sank right in, and I was like, yep.
The stuff my friend and David did. Like,
what was I thinking?
We would all be like, how is that even possible? Like, that takes effort to like mess up like that.
The pool was so close. Like I literally had to like jump off and like go right there.
David just wasn't very coordinated.
I wasn't. I'm not a good thinker.
I'm not good at the thinking, stir.
I'm not good thinking.
Alright, well that's it. I mean, there's plenty more stories. We're just not thinking of.
We have, yeah, there's a lot more stories.
Oh, the Camarina archive just goes on.
And on and on and on.
Anyways, that's it. See you guys tomorrow. Bye!
LifeBurry.